Who's ready for the notorious Here we go. What sound is that? Can you tell me? Let's play a game called What Sound Is That? Alright, we got to get it out of there. The part number for the actual actuator that we're after, that typically does this, is right behind this pillar. If you can reach your hand up through the glove box and you'll actually feel it. See if we can shine some light on it. Right up in here in this corner. And it's gone. Let's move it again. Boom. 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 We gotta take all this stuff off of here. So that being said, let's get it, dude. Sometimes when you turn it off, you don't want to shut off. Alright. Let's get this little rubber piece right here out of the way. And 7 mil. I forgot to tell you, you got to pull the 7 mil out here and 7 mil out here, and then this, pull the top down, and this piece slides out of there. Got to pull kind of hard. Only 2 screws hold it in, here and here, and then there are 4 pop tabs. One there, one over here, and one down here in this corner. And they just pop out. Set that up there. Pull this piece back a little bit, enough to take your pressure off the little side tabs right here, the radio. Now you're gonna have to go over here, key off, depower the airbag system, because you're gonna have to pull this loose over here. Now, I'm fixing to share a secret with you, but you better not share it with nobody else. You understand me? You're gonna take your trim tool, with this being pushed back next to this vent. You're gonna put it in here like so, and you're gonna pull up on this plastic right here, pull it away, and you relieve it just enough, and that pops right out of there. And then take your little pick, hook this corner back there. Same thing. Pull that out of the way. Now pull this out of here. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt to get it out, but it'll come out. Now you see I stuck this down. I did put a little bit of indentation right there in that color, or that corner, but I stuck it up inside where the trim doesn't, and then I popped it forward and that popped out of there. So then I'll go ahead and unplug this, and then I'll unplug this one. I'll leave this over here in a cup holder. And then there's a screw right there you got to take out. I've already found ways to do all this without having to pull all this shit out of here like other guys do. I ain't doing all that. You gotta find ways to get faster to make money but still be safe while you're doing it, right? So that's what we're doing here. So again, you're gonna use one hand to pull away, pull pressure, and slide this corner out down here. Now you're gonna reach back here and unhook all these connectors and pull this radial face out of the way. This is called your front control interface module, or your HVAC control head. There's a module here for the HVAC system, but this is your control head here, so it's all integrated. But you can unbolt the HVAC module off the back. Got the radio face out of here, everything unplugged. Now we got to get this audio control module out of here with the CD player. 7 mil, 7 mil, 7 mil, 7 mil. Comes out, connectors off the back, pull it out of there. And that is the item you're after right there. So now what you do is grab one of these longer pick tools with a 90 on it. Reach back in there and unhook that red tab. Unhook it. And now you got to work on getting these couple 7 mils out of that box. 7 or 8 mil, I forget now what they are. There's one here, and then there's one over here on the back side that can't be seen. It's right across the face of it right here. One here, and then one back here that you can't see. You're gonna have to have like a bit driver for it. Okay, let's get in there and get it out. I think I got a bit driver set. This is a Matco tool I like to use, and it actually has the socket fits down inside the actual drive part. Part number is ARW11M, and you could get it as a ratcheting kit, 1/4 inch on one side, 11 mil on the other side. Okay, I lied to you. It's an 8 mil. See where my hand is inside of here? I got my hand back here. I'll show you whenever I get this pulled out of here. All right, it's in. All I got to do is plug it in now, and then put everything back. All right, let's fire it up. Everything's put back together. This is the one I'm worried about. So when you first hook this up, you put your actuator and stuff in, normally it would start clicking right away. As you see, the power's on. I got it on vent mode, and I have it set at 72 degrees. Normally, remember before when I showed you, you'd go down to like 60, it would start popping. Here, let's start it up so we can actually feel that. So like right now it's 60, and then we'll move it to 72. Everything's good. That's not what I wanted. Grabbed the wrong one. 80. That's good. 90. So we've done our full sweep from 60 to 90. No popping, no nothing going on, no popping on cold start. When you first cold start, now I will have to admit, when you first cold start, sometimes you will get a pop out of that actuator because it doesn't know its position yet. As long as you line that actuator up, you're going to have to kind of feel for where the splines are at, or get a mirror and look down inside the top of that box where the splines have to meet in. Sometimes the motor is not going to be completely centered where it's at, because remember, the old actuator's fucked up. It's not ever going to, the way it stops, you would think it would stop when you shut it off, it would stop back in center. But remember, you have a messed up actuator, so it's not going to stop back in center. You have to take that motor and move it around and try to figure out where it drops in. And then before it drops in, you're going to have to go back to those alignment tabs and use the way the motor's positioned. And you're going to have to turn the door and the motor assembly and drop it back down. So listen to me when I tell you this, because I don't want to have to answer 1,000 questions about, well, it's not dropping in the hole. You have to take the motor, and you're going to have to turn it a little bit, and you're going to have to try to figure out, oh, it dropped in. But before it drops in all the way to where those pins start to go through these holes and you lock yourself up, you're going to need to say it's supposed to sit this way being timed. But you go to set the motor on there and you're dragging along. Oh, it drops in. Don't drop it all the way down. Let it drop in some, but leave it free enough to where you can turn it back to center and then drop it down the rest of the way so your alignment pins can go back into the holes where they belong. You're only going to put this screw and this screw in here, but you have alignment pins that have to drop in there as well. You got this, and then an alignment pin over here. So your motor is timed this way. Say we're picture looking at that box where the connector comes in this way. Your motor needs to be timed this way, but since the old actuator's fucked up, it probably didn't park that gear right back in the same spot where it belongs. The new motor, it's going to be lined up. Yep, see, here we go. When you shut it off, it should park this gear. Look where it parked at. It parked on the tooth. instead of right here in this flat. So this flat should be over more. The flat part right here should be lined up with that arrow, but it's not. So that tells me, with the way that flat is, when I go put the new motor that is lined up with that arrow, it's going to be off. It's probably going to be off over to this direction where the flat's at. So when I put the new motor in, I'm going to have the new motor cocked this way so the two flats match up. And then before I drop it in and hook it onto the alignment pin, I'm going to have to turn it down to where it belongs normally and then drop it down and put my screws in. This is about a 2-hour job. It took me about an hour to do it because I've done so many of these damn things, but most guys it'll take about 2 hours. Most technicians, most novice people will probably take you half the day to do it because you're going to be so pissed off with having to fight and reach your hands back in there and squeeze things and everything else. You can use another tool that I use sometimes is just a small little thin end 8mm stubby ratchet. Just all you need. Anyway, job well done, vehicle fixed. If you start the vehicle up and you get a few pops out of it, what I want you to do before you freak out is start the vehicle up, get the battery voltage up, turn your temperature all the way to 60 degrees up here on the dash, and then go all the way to 90 degrees real nice and slow, and let it sweep and learn its position, and then go all the way back in between. And then shut your AC off. Turn the key off. Open the door. Make sure the module's all timeout. Take your key, stick it back in. Turn it back on. Make sure there's no popping going on like it normally would. Problem fixed. Job well done. Y'all be blessed. Now, a little quick disclaimer. You can have a left-hand side and a right-hand side go bad. So the best thing to do is drop that glove box, put your hand up there on that motor whenever that clicking's going on, and see if you feel that motor popping. If you feel that motor popping, that's the one. If you feel the other motor popping, the left-hand motor that controls this bank, you better go ahead and take it to a shop. That's a 7-hour job. You don't want to be involved in that. Go ahead and pass on it completely. It's a 7-hour job. Dash has got to come out to fix that one motor. Just take it in. Don't even do it at home.